Hey, YouTube family. Uh, I know. Um, I had scheduled on the 15th that I was going to be going live, but I wanted to get the energy from this new moon, so I decided to come in the house and do it tonight. I'm working with a new recording system, so I think I got it together just to record and upload. If nobody's tuning down, that's fine. That's okay. It's 1:03 in the morning and everything's fine. So the name of this video is using signs and symbols to manipulate energy. What I vow to do, and if you can go back under alchemy, Empress of Alchemy in the tabs and where I found my videos, you can see where I talked about and discussed how Planet Seeds Foundation got started. And throughout life and throughout all of my journeys, of course, we have life pains and life hiccups. And I want to show you how I got through that. And by using everyday signs and symbols, what I've gained is I've gained an abundance of material possessions and spiritual enlightenment, psychic abilities, things of that nature, clairaudience, clairsentience, things like that. And we'll go in and we'll discuss all of that. I'm not big on speaking about topics that I really don't know much about. So if you come in and if you have questions, I will direct you to the people who helped me. There's no secrets here. I'm very open. I can show you guys where to go to get the information that I've got. And the good thing about working with signs and symbols is if you are under a religion or you're tapped into a system, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You can still use them. And I want you to look at the signs and symbols that I present to you. I want you to look at what they represent, and I want you to look at the mainstream businesses that use the same signs and symbols. And I want you to take notice of how big and successful they are. Okay, so this is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the square, and we're going to start with a rhombus. Now, these signs is something that I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Okay, we have a square with all four sides that's equal on each side. Four, you got a top and you got a bottom, and you got two sides. Then in the middle of it, so let's say, for instance, that you have 3 meters length in the drawing of the cube on each side. 3. Okay, so that's the number that we're going to use, okay? And then you have a rhombus on the inside. And if you look at the rhombus looks like 2 tips of a pyramid. That's what it looks like to me. But you can get creative and you can go with anything you want to. Anything that you can easily remember. So we're going to go with the rhombus has 4 sides. So you see right there at the top on each side, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to use the number 4 here. Okay, so we're going to use the measurement of the square. The measurement is 3 of the square. And with the rhombus, we're going to use 4. So we're making this shape and manipulating the energy of this shape. I want you to think about the number 3 and the number 4. Now, anything that you want to manifest. Okay, say for instance, I'm going to use this analogy here. I'm going to throw out this analogy. If you want to erase a bad habit, or if you want to stop doing something, say you smoke and you want to quit smoking because you're trying to get healthy. So what I want you to do is walk around. If you can walk around, the shape that I use is big enough for me to walk around. It's etched in a marble floor where I work. So this is what I do. I walk around backwards. If I want to stop smoking, I write a letter to myself and I picture myself already overcoming this bad habit. So after I write the letter, I tuck the letter and I put it under my pillow. So when I lay down at night, I could take my intentions into my dreams. Then when I get to work, what I do is walk backwards around this shape. And we're using the number 3 for the shape. Even though it has 4 lines here, the measurement is 3. Remember, we're going to walk backwards. So this is to get rid of this bad habit. You make up, and so the next thing we're going to do is make up our own mantra. Now, as I said, you can be any religion, you can be in spirituality. So we're going to go with scripture. You can use scripture. You could use a Bible scripture from the Holy Bible. We can use what else you could use? You could use scripture from the Hosea. If you're Muslim, you can use a surah. If what's the other name of that other book? I can't think of it, but a mantra. Or you can make up a mantra on your own. Something that's simple to you and something that's easy for you to remember. So what you want to do is walk backwards. You're going to start from here, the top, to the bottom. And we're going to incite the mantra as you're walking backwards in a square shape. You're going to incite whatever mantra you make up. For instance, I want to quit smoking. We're going to make this real specific because that's how you have to be with energy in the universe. Because what you put is cause and effect. What you put out is what you get back. I stopped smoking. We're going to speak like we already did it because that's how I learned how to do stuff. Speak like you already did it. I stopped smoking. I quit cigarettes. Now I'm healthier. My lungs are back to their original state. After that incantation, you will have walked backwards in a square shape around the shape. So that's something that you want to remove. That's a bad habit that you want to get rid of, a bad habit that you want to remove. We're going to go with the rhombus. We're going to go with something that you want to bring into your life, something that you want to gain. If you want to attain wealth, if you want to attain health. So we're going to stick with the smoking. Like I said, we're going to speak like we already did it. So with the rhombus, what we're going to do is, if you can get inside of the square and walk the rhombus, these 4 lines here, and speak of the abundance of health as if you already had it. My lungs are back to their healthy state. I can breathe better. I can run for miles. I am healthy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're dealing with the number 3 and the number 4. So I want you to look up the number 3. The number 3 has a meaning. The number 3 has a spiritual meaning. I'm not going to tell you here. You're going to have to look it up. And the number 4 has a spiritual meaning as well. All right, I'm going to tell you. You don't have to look it up. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. This is the first video, the first one for free. Number 3 is one of the things that number 3 is Christ energy. So what you're doing is when you tap into this shape and when you use the measurements of this shape, when you use the perimeter of this shape and when you use the interior of this shape to get to the rhombus. We're going to imagine that your manifestation is already in the inside. Now you can set it in any point that you want to. Top, bottom, left, or right, any point. Number 3 means Christ energy, and that's what you're using because you're making up a mantra of your own. If you're not making up a mantra of your own, you're going to use, like I said, you're going to use, you're going to go to the book of Psalms. You get creative. You're going to use your own mantra wherever. You're going to go to the book of Hosea, the Hosea, get a scripture from there, or you're going to get a surah from the Quran. Wherever you want to do, whatever works for you. I'm not telling you what to do because what worked for me may not work for you. You'll find me speak about things that work for me. But when you do the exercises and you add your own flair to it, you're gonna find out new things. You're gonna uncover things that you've been stuck in the process of your thinking, and you're going to have a whole new outlook on things, a polarity of things. You're going to change the way things are, and that's due to the manipulation of energy. So 3 and 4. Number 4, that's what 3 means, Christ energy. 4, we have 4 lines to the rhombus. Left, right, top, bottom, 4 lines. The number 4 means support of angels, and it means the spiritual support. You have spiritual support all around you, be it your angels, ancestors, spirit guides. We know ancestors are people that passed on, that may still be looking over you. Spirit guides are people that passed on that you may not, you don't know, you may not know. But they know you. They choose to work with you because they're people, they experience life and they experience life challenges. And they may be very knowledgeable of the things that you're trying to attain. They've been through it. So they have selected you through your incantations, through your prayers, through your thought. They have chosen you to manifest, to help you or try to guide you. Now it's up to you to listen, to try to guide you through spirit with whatever you want to manifest. So that's what helped me. So we have the square and a rhombus. The square is 3. We're using the number 3. And the rhombus on the inside here, we're using the number 4. Okay. So it's some things that you want to think about and some things that you want to ask yourself before you get into this. If you think that this is a good exercise for you, then have at it. Go ahead and try it. I'm going to give you an example of something that I went through and something that I experienced. With my first property, now I now own 2 properties. My first property I bought at the tender age of 25, and I put it on the market for sale because I wanted to sell it. Everybody was telling me not to sell it. People in the family was telling me not to sell it. Go ahead and keep it because that's legacy. If you keep it, that's legacy. You'll have something to pass down to your children. You know, this, that, and the other. I'm like, no. I want to sell it. I contacted my realtor. I reached out to my realtor in 2016. It's now 2021. I've been knowing my realtor for a long time. Long story short, I'm still in my first property. I'm back and forth. I don't live here. I don't stay here. I'm back and forth between property A and property B. This is property A and property B. So it was on the market for a good while. And we got a couple of offers for it, but we got it pulled off. She pulled it off the market. So I started to think about, through all of the trials, there's a lot of things that happened in my personal life from 2016 to now. And the things that happened were really I'm not going to say traumatic, but turbulent. And that's life. Life throws us lessons. Life is supposed to be easy, but it won't be easy to us until we figure out how to navigate. And this is how I navigate. And it really, really helped me. And I just want to share that. I just want to show y'all. So that's what I came to do. So long story short, like I said, I'm between property A and property B. And I still have my property. And what happened was, between 2016 up until now, using these signs and symbols, this is just the first one I'm introducing y'all to. I have a lot more. Using these signs and symbols and believing in my own magic and believing in myself and tapping into my Christ energy, Spirit I started to channel things from Spirit. They started open vessel. They opened my vessel. I opened it. They started to pour in news and information. I researched property A, the one I was trying to sell. I found out a whole lot of things. It sits on Indian reservation. When I found that out, I said, I ain't going nowhere. I said, no. And I kept wondering why throughout the years people were, investors would come and I would get something in the mail almost every month, sometimes twice a month, of realtors and just people trying to purchase my property. And I would get all different types of offers and I would just ignore it. The property this neighborhood is historic, period. But one of the reasons why I decided to keep it and pass it down as legacy, pass it down to my children and keep it in the family is because it sits on an Indian reservation. Okay, so on to my next point. Let me find my notes, y'all, because I do have notes. So a couple of things you want to ask yourself when you're doing this exercise. We have a problem with wanting the microwave effect. When we want something and we're trying things that we think we should try, or we're tapping into what we know, using what we know and what we've been taught as a thought process or as a resource, and we wonder why it's not working, we'll tap to our last resort. And that could be anything. I don't want you to do that. You want to stay out of jail, you want to stay out of trouble. So some things you want to ask yourself. What is your dedication into manifesting your dreams? Number one, first question. Number two, what are you willing to sacrifice? That could be anything. It could be the people you hang around. It could be the family you hang around. If somebody doesn't share the same energy as you, get rid of them, point blank, period. Well, you might say, well, Naima, I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. If you believe in yourself and you start out 5 minutes a day with a meditation, even if you have to go in the bathroom, close the door and just sit on the side of the tub and meditate, that's a start. And I'm going to go back to the law of cause and effect. The universe sees what you're trying to do. Your ancestors see you. They see what you're trying to do. They're going to meet you in the middle. They're going to meet you where you are. As long as you're true to yourself. Now, when people start to fall from your life and you start changing your thought process, because I was one of those people who thought that what I was doing was right. And Spirit had to come, and it could be a aunt, it could be a great aunt, it could be anybody. Spirit had to come and twist my ear, and some of them jack you up in the collar to sit your ass down and to have you thinking. It's going to take, you're going to have to go back, and everything that you've been taught from a child, you're going to have to think, and you're going to have to reprogram yourself. The same way we look at TV, the same way we look at social media and take in information. You're going to have to retrain all of that. The way you handle relationships, the way you handle your children, the way you handle your bread and butter, your work every day, where you go and make money. You're going to have to rethink all of that. It may be uncomfortable. Don't let it scare you, because I promise you that the awakening and the enlightenment will be in the putrefaction. Naima, what's putrefaction? Putrefaction is anything that is rotting in organic matter. And that's through putrefaction is how you reach your manifestations, and it's how you reach your goals. Because in putrefaction, the putrefaction is where you might be depressed, you might have a lack of money, you might have, just name it, lacking anything. You might be feeling lonely, lack of anything. Just believe it in yourself, put yourself on a regimen, tap in. It's going to happen. Your enlightenment is going to happen through putrefaction. Now, I already have my I wanted to try to cook something tonight, but I think it's a little too late. I think I'm gonna go to bed after this. But I just wanted to come and get this video out. I just wanted to come with this live stream. Nobody knows I'm live. That's good. That's fine. I'll have another one on the allotted date. It's a reminder. I posted it on my Facebook page. It's a reminder. I can't remember the date. It's like the 15th. I believe it's a Saturday. So I'll see you on the 15th with the next video. Until then, now, if you go down below and go in our description, you'll see email information on how to contact us. We're on TikTok. Planted Seeds is on TikTok as Planted Seeds 44. We're on Instagram as Planted Vision 44. And then we have another page as Planted Seeds _foundation. And then we're on Facebook as just Planted Seeds. Inbox us, email us, planting101@icloud.com. And until the next video, peace.